Hello, my name is Steve Samuel from Design Visionaries, and today we have a treat. It is a video that shows you how to create variables, or some people call them expressions, some other people call them relations, that drive the geometry. You're going to be able to drive the geometry with a list of numerical values, and those numerical values can be used to relate to each other, or they could be used to drive other components that are supposed to mate with the component that you're making. There's a number of other very, very powerful techniques you can do as long as you have the basic technique of creating these variables. So here we go. Although Onshape and other tools are amazing, these CAD tools that we have, I still believe that in many cases, if you start your process with a good hand sketch, there's a bunch of problems that you will solve more quickly than if you just jump right into CAD. And hand sketching doesn't have to be perfect. Your hand sketch could be really quite crude, but it really helps to solve a lot of problems and get you started. So here's a device that I would like to create, and it has this top flange. It has these series of holes that are on a bolt circle right there. So I'm going to call that variable BC. I'm going to call this diameter down here D1. And then there's an angled portion of this. I'm going to call that A for angle. Then I'm going to have this portion to be D2. We have large D3 over here, D3 to there. We have the hole that goes all the way through the middle as D4, like that. And we have the hole diameter. I'm going to call that HD. And then finally, we have the overall height, which I will call H, like that. There. So I don't think I've left anything out. And of course, the cool thing about doing your hand sketch is you can, kind of really think about it before you jump right into the CAD. Okay, so we've got the little thickness here. We've got the height, and I can start filling in these numbers as well. So D1 is equal to 1 inch. D2 is equal to 2 inches. And we have D4, well, we'll do D3 first. D3 is equal to 5 inches. D4 is equal to 0.75. Angle equals 30 degrees. We have T is equal to 0.5. We have H is equal to 6. We have the bolt circle, BC equals 4. And we have HD is equal to 0.3. And I believe that captures those numbers. Capture every aspect of the geometry that we're creating. And so now all we've got to do is go into the modeler, Onshape, and we've got to set up those expressions, create the sketch, revolve it, put the holes in, pattern the holes, and then we have everything we need. Well, I did leave out one thing, and that's the number of holes. So as you can see, there's 7 holes here. So I'm going to have a variable called N equals 7. So there, that represents everything. And the beauty of this is we'll capture this whole design with this this hand sketch with the expressions in Onshape. And then when we change the expressions, the whole design will change very rapidly. So our design changes will be so simple. And we will also be able to take these numbers and relate them to other parts. So there's really a lot to it. So the next part of the process is to create a brand new part in Onshape, Apart Studio and click on the variable table and start creating the variables. As you can see, you can type in the name D1 and it's a length, and the value of D1 was 1, name D2, and the variable or the value of D2 is 2, D3 is 5. Oops, let's put that right there. D2 was 2, D3 is 5, D4, D5, A. Now when I put A in, A has to have the dimensionality of an angle. So that is a different thing right there. And that's going to be 30 degrees as per my little picture. I'm going to put in H, and that is a length, and H was 6. And I'm going to put in BC, that's the hole diameter. And BC was, oh no, I'm sorry, that's the bolt circle diameter, that's 4. And HD, that's the hole diameter right there, HD, that was 0.3. And then the one that I had left out was N, the number of holes, and that has a different dimensionality as well. That one is just a numerical value. It's not a length or an angle. So as you can see, I have lengths, angles, numbers. I could also have a category that says any, right? So these become important when you start multiplying them together and everything. I could also have the description, like right here, I can type in the height of the unit. And I can type in for D3, let's say, the overall diameter. So this is a very nice tool. And as you can see, as I create these variables, they are listed here in the feature tree, D1, D2, D3. Okay, so that's all I need to do to input these. Let's see, let's just make sure I have them all. D1, D2, D3, D4. Yep, A, T. Where's T? T is 0.5. I missed T. T. 0.5. And T is a length also. Okay, so T, HBC, HD, and N. I've got them all. N is a number. Oh, N, I've got to put in the values. N is 7. We've got D4 is 0.75. See? We've got D5, which is, there's no D5. That's just an extra. So I'll just put 90. D5. I got a little too overzealous. All right, so now let's delete D5. There we go. So now I've got everything that I've always wanted in a flange, fire hose-like flange, and I can click that off. Now I'm going to make a sketch. It's going to be just a regular, whoops, making all kinds of mistakes here. I'm going to put a sketch on the front plane. And to do this sketch, actually, there's a little bit of a cool thing that you should know about. And that is, for reasons that will become obvious in just a second, I'm going to do a reference line. Looks like that. Okay. And I'm now going to make the shape, the basic shape of this thing, which is simply this. This, that, 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 and that. Okay? I'm going to put some constraints on it. For example, this line is coincident with that line. And now when I put the dimensions on, see, I'm going to go here and to the reference line. And when I go over the reference line, it gives me a diameter rather than just a radius. So that's really a nice thing. So I'm going to do that again here. Okay. I'm going to do it again here. Like so. Do it from that point to there. Like so. I'm going to do the basic T dimension. I'm going to do the basic height dimension. Okay, and I'm going to do the angle. And you can see as these entities turn black, they're fully dimensioned like they should be. All right, so cool. So now I get to, let's move this out of the way a little bit. Now I get to start creating the actual dimensions, or putting the numerical values in here. So for example, this one was D4. When I type in D4, I just type in D and it's smart enough to do that. Okay, great. This one was supposed to be D1. So if I just do that, enter, D1, it's looking pretty good. This one, of course, was A. There's my A variable, 30 degrees. This one was H. Okay. This one was T. So they're all the expressions. Oh, by the way, when you're doing a sketch, you have this sketch menu, and there's a little switch right here that says Show Expressions. So when you show expressions, it'll come up with you. We could actually see the expressions that you're creating. That's nice. We have D3 right here. D3, enter. So let's see, we've got two, that one. We need this one, which was D2. D2. And so great. So now we have everything captured the way we want it. We've got D4, we've got D1, we've got A, we've got H, we've got T, we've got D3 up here. Great. So now we can revolve it. In order to do the revolve, there's the revolve command, and we'll just select these entities, and for the axis we'll select that reference line and green check mark. Terrific. The next thing is to put the hole in, and what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to create a sketch right on this top face, and in that sketch I'm going to put a circle that's going to be a reference circle, like so, just like that, and I'm going to put a dimension on the reference circle of, from my hand sketch, it was BC, bolt circle. So put that there, type in BC, there's that. I'm going to put a point entity out here, and I'm going to do a coincident from the point to the center datum plane, from the point to the circle, and I'm finished with that sketch. Next, I can go to the hole option, and I can select that point. I'm going to do a simple hole, and where it says diameter, whoops, let's just get over here, and this is going to be HD. HD, enter. Good, it's all the way through. And then to finalize everything, I'm going to do a circular pattern. This pattern is going to be a feature pattern, so I'm going to select the feature, and I'm going to select the cylindrical face as the axis, and it's my angle is my range is 360 degrees, and I'm just going to put n in there, my variable n, and green check mark. So there's the finished piece of geometry. That's fantastic. Such a powerful way to work. And now, of course, whenever I want to make a change, I could go right to the model tree, and I can change, for example, H. I can make H equal to 4 and say green check mark. And so that's a different H. Or I can go right to the variable table, and for example, I could change the number of holes to 12, and just like that I can make these model changes. 0.25 for the thickness up there. I could change the angle to 45, See, so this is an incredibly powerful way to work that gives you the ability to make these design changes lightning fast and relate them to each other. I could use sines, cosines, tangents. All the trigonometric functions are in the variable table. So you've got so much power in here. And then I can also take this variable table and relate it to other parts, and I could use it in the assembly, and I can do a bunch of other things that I will show you in subsequent videos. So my name is Steve Samuel from Design Visionaries. Please, if you appreciated this video, please like and subscribe and do all of that. I am going to be creating a bunch of these, and it is my pleasure to do so. Thanks again, and see you online.